Hey guys, what's happening? Kurt from Kedzie Custom Blades, down in the shop. As promised to a couple of guys, I said that I'd make a tutorial video or a brief video showing how I actually come up with and make some of my blades. Here I am in the shop. It's dirty down here. It's a place you wouldn't want to go without any shoes on, or just working on some designs and stuff like that. Before I get started, I need to let you guys know that if you're going to be making knives, make sure you protect your eyes, your ears, and your lungs. I did have a bad experience when I was gunsmithing once. I took a piece of steel into the eye, and it was not fun to have to go into the emergency room and have a piece of your eye drilled out. So what I did was I just came up with these two little designs here. These are the ones I'm going to be making next. I'll probably do the tutorial on this one here because this will be less intricate. I already drew it, took the liberty to draw that up on some steel. This is 01 3/16 tool steel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out, since I have the tolerances so tight right here, I don't really want to waste a bunch of the steel, but I am going to start off with just the Dremel, trying to get in here as tightly as possible. So. Alright, so that only took a couple minutes. Next I'm going to start off with, go to a 4.5 inch angle grinder and basically cut out the major profile of the blade. I'm going to start off with a cutoff wheel, get those large chunks out of there, and then I'm going to switch on to grinding wheel and go from there. Alright, so that worked. Didn't take long. It's pretty ugly right now, you can see. Next step is I'm going to take these files here and I'm going to go over all these angles here and get rid of all those ridges. Any burnt material you want to get rid of as well. It's going to make a shitty blade if you don't. So you can burn your steel with the angle grinder pretty easily, but just when you're preparing that blade, you take all the burnt material off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the files. If you guys haven't worked with files before, you'll do all your work with grinders and things like that, belt grinders. Give the files a shot. It removes an actual lot of steel, and you don't waste your belts on just getting rid of these chips and things like that. So, alright. Now that I got the basic profile nearing completion, you can see those file marks on there. I still have to remove those. How I'm going to do that is this cheapo 1x30 angle grinder, or 1x30 belt sander, I'm sorry. And just going to hit it on there with like an 80, then move to a 120. So now that that's done, you guys can notice that there is no burn marks on the steel. And I'm going to teach you a little trick. Scribing the center line is very important. You need a center line on your knife. You need it to be true. If it's not, it's going to be wavy and it's not going to cut as well. So since I'm using 3/16 of an inch, I have a 5/32 drill bit here. Just clamp down to a table, make sure the table's sturdy, it's not sinking into the wood at all. And all you want to do is scribe down the middle. Go across on both sides. You screw it up, all you gotta do is hit it on the belt sander again. Take that line off and redo it. Right down the center. So next up is the 2x72. A lot of people screw up on this part basically because they don't take their time. I also don't use any gloves. If the blade's getting too hot to hold, you have to cool it down. I have a big bucket of water down here. What you want to be mindful is you want to be mindful of the plunge line. A lot of people will start their grind at the plunge line and go out. There's nothing wrong with that. I find out I screw up a lot more if I do that. What I usually do is start about center blade and then go forward and then rock back to the plunge line. Usually the plunge line is the last thing you do. Why would you start there? So you'll see a lot of blades out there that you'll notice when you're making them, the tip is so much thicker than the plunge line back here, and you'll start to get a little wave in there or something like that. It might eat away a little bit more of the steel. That's because you started at the plunge line. You got to start around the middle and work your way through. People will use jigs. I have this set up, this table set up here for 5 degrees, so that when I have the blade there and I start on the grind, as long as I keep it relatively flat there, it'll be 5 degrees, V10. So yeah, just work it back and forth. Be mindful of how hot the steel gets. You burn it, you're going to ruin it. So take your time. You need to take a break if you get fatigued, like I call it zombie syndrome. You're grinding all day, and then, you know, it's almost like you fall asleep, but you don't, and you screw it up, and your blade is ruined. I mean, all that work that we just did earlier is for nothing if you can even salvage it. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Be back with you in just a minute here.